Moving on, Nick Rushworth is here with a look at some of the international papers this morning. Good morning to you again, Nick.
Hi to you, Tom.
And a certain Mr. Donald Trump is everywhere this morning.
Well, Super Tuesday is approaching hours away, let's say. Let's go to a cartoon in the UK paper, The Independent, which mixes those two stories we're seeing at the moment, the Oscars and Mr. Trump. And the winner is, the best horror show goes to The Donald. Now, if you look closely at the cartoon, you can see he's holding an Oscar statuette, trembling in fear at the mere prospect of what might happen in the United States during 4 years of a Trump reign. That same paper capturing the mood of panic, which you can feel in all the European press, certainly, and the American press, about Trump. There you can see this piece in the inside page of the paper saying, "Welcome to the brave new world of Donald Trump's foreign policy." Remember, we know very little about what Trump is really aiming at with foreign policy. We know he wants that wall between Mexico and the United States. But this piece clarifies. It says he is seethingly anti-Chinese, furious at Washington's freeloading allies, number one, Berlin. That's his target. He is, above all, anti-Mexican. And nothing will get away, in the way of the bromance between Putin and Trump. Now, the paper there saying he is ripping up the Republican rulebook on foreign policy. Allies should shiver and shake.
And there's a new piece in the New York Times, which is asking the odd question, what if Donald Trump was a woman?
Well, look at this graphic and this piece in the Times, which I couldn't ignore, really. What if he changed genders? And Donald Trump in all pink and Miss Universe, no less, which is probably what he's aiming for. But I think the sex change operation we can safely rule out, Tom, as far as Donald Trump goes. Now, the quote here from this picture, which is written by a man, Frank Bruni, he says that a woman with Donald Trump's personal life, his public behaviour and his potty mouth would not last a nanosecond in the political campaign that we're seeing. It would not last a nanosecond in a boardroom either. Now, the argument here is that, yes, we're seeing a lot of Trumpisms, the below-the-belt exchanges around this campaign. But what this is actually doing is really undermining any progress towards gender equality in the States. So that's very much the message there in that piece. Let's move on to another hot-button issues for Americans, race, and back to the Oscars, in fact. Vanity Fair, let's go to that magazine, which saying that Chris Rock rocked with his edgy zingers, saying, hey, in decades past, black people were too busy having actual things to protest about. Of course, there's been that whole debate about black-white in the Oscar ceremony, which we've heard so much about. The quote from him, "When your grandma is swinging from a tree, it's hard to care about best foreign short. When you're too busy being raped and lynched, why would you care about who won the Best Film Director Award?" So he hammered home, and the pundits for him are very favourable, aren't they?
And Nick, there's one paper saying the attention this year on the Oscars is overblown.
Well, I found this piece stunning, actually, in the Wall Street Journal. Look at the headline there, "The Oscar Farce. Leonardo has won for The Revenant." But the argument here is that, well, there's too much on YouTube now and on smartphones for people really to have any kind of focus or attention span on what the Oscars say. The cultural legacy of a film just isn't there anymore. No Country for Old Men or 12 Years a Slave was watched by just 1 in 20 Americans. There's no reach. The Oscar industry is a melting ice cream, is the quote there that I liked. I just want to finish, Tom, about today's special day, the 29th of February, a leap year day, which for those people who are celebrating their birthday today, happy birthday to you. Now, The Guardian is known as not being Trumpsville at all. It is very much known for its political correctness. And the feminists are given a platform about this whole idea that women today on the 29th of February can actually propose to men. And one feminist says, yes, I'm all for female empowerment, but I just haven't got the courage to say, get down on my knee and say, marry me. And my tea mug says, I'm single, yes, but I'm not desperate. So one woman says, yes, I did propose on a leap year, and we got married on a leap year as well, which was even more romantic. So anyway, happy birthday to all those people on the 29th of February who were born there.
Indeed. Thanks very much, Nick, for that look at the